There was no interview with Daphne Barak, and each insinuation is a complete fabrication.
She is a big fighter.
He invited celebrity interviewer Daphne Barak into his home.
What happened to you? You disappeared.
Yeah, I think it was probably the best decision that I've made.
Britney Spears has a new stalker. Daphne claims that she's an honest reporter, but her entire career is saturated in lies. And now it looks like her next victim is Britney Spears. So let's get into it. Recently, we talked about a disgusting article from the DailyMail where they claim that Britney Spears is on meth. And it's all due to this investigative journalist named Daphne Barak. And today we're going to be exposing who she is, what she's done, and why the hell she's messing with Britney's family. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to our friend Britney Hiatus on Twitter for putting together this Twitter thread where we're pulling information from. But here's this horrendous article from the DailyMail. I can't even believe they published this. Supposedly they paid Daphne $250,000, so I guess it was worth it. But yeah, they claim Britney Spears is on meth and she's gonna end up like Amy Winehouse. They're trying to plant that seed. Now, I don't know Daphne personally, but she seems like the type of person who latches on to a person or a family for a story, and she's kind of an enabler. I mean, I don't understand why she brings up Amy Winehouse, because she was there when Amy was at her lowest and she didn't do anything. I mean, it doesn't seem like she did anything. There are photos of her hanging out with Amy with alcohol right before she had passed away. So I don't like that she speaks on Amy's name, and I don't think she did anything to protect her. So now that she's writing about Amy and Britney Spears, it seems like she has a motive. Also, keep in mind that Daphne is a friend and a supporter of a convicted offender named Ghislaine Maxwell, who you guys know from Jeffrey Epstein and that entire situation. I even get scared saying Jeffrey's name on YouTube because, you know, YouTube loves to blacklist my channel. But yeah, she's friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. And, you know, if you don't know who she is, Ghislaine, then definitely do your research. But she is a foul person who pretty much trafficked and helped Jeffrey traffic people. Yet, for whatever reason, Daphne has chosen to protect her, probably because of the ties they have together.
She is a big fighter. I mean, she was very happy. I was the first interviewer in 2 years and the third visitors, you know, just think. And she kept telling me how she's fighting, and she's not only fighting for herself, but for other inmates.
And when it comes to Daphne and Ghislaine, they go way back. I'm talking back to 1992. There's an interview where Daphne is talking to Ghislaine, and it seems very casual. And it seems like Daphne rolls with some pretty elite people. Problematic, but elite.
You're daddy's little girl, like, you know, you were the youngest. What do you feel your parents were expecting you to become?
Like all parents, they want their children to be happy.
Are you happy?
I am happy in the sense that I have many things to be grateful for, but if I have a wish for myself, it's to be able to achieve something.
Daphne has also been known to have ties to the Clintons in the 90s, so take that information and do what you want with it. But what I think is really interesting is that Daphne actually is cousins with the former prime minister of Israel. And this man was accused by Virginia Giuffre, the person who really led the entire Jeffrey Epstein case. She was like one of the first outspoken victims. He was accused of doing things and participating in this ring that Epstein had going on, along with Prince Andrew. So she's got a cousin, a family member who's got ties to Epstein. She's friends with Ghislaine. Like, it all is kind of starting to come together. We know that they are cousins because there are some articles where it turns out she was denied entry into Lebanon, I believe, for whatever reason. I cannot tell why. Probably because she's a problematic reporter and people just do not like her. But that's where we learn that she's cousins with this prime minister. And here's a snippet of court document where you can see that Virginia, the Epstein survivor, says that she was forced to be with this person the cousin of Daphne. So really gross piece of history right there. Here's an interesting piece of information. It turns out that Daphne's cousin was the one who gave Harvey Weinstein information about Black Cube. What is Black Cube? It's an Israeli intelligence firm that Harvey hired to spy on his accusers. Britney Hiatus notes that it's unclear if Black Cube is related to Black Box, the Israeli security company accused of spying on Britney Spears. If you guys don't know about Black Box, definitely go and watch my videos, because at one point they had Miley Cyrus and I was really worried about her well-being. So there's some history about Daphne, but in recent times, it seems like she's struggling to keep herself relevant. She's been still tying herself to Ghislaine Maxwell for whatever reason and trying to defend her. She recently did an interview speaking about where Ghislaine was in prison and how she was doing and how she was going to appeal, which it's really gross how she has so much like empathy and sympathy for this woman who has done such heinous acts.
So what do you think, you made any mistake, or just it's just a very bad luck? If you go back, if you look back, where do you think you should have done something different?
Meeting Epstein was the greatest mistake of my life, and obviously if I could go back today, I would avoid meeting him, and I would say that that would be the greatest mistake I've ever made, and I would make different choices where I would work, obviously.
One part I find really nasty in this interview is when Daphne tries to help Ghislaine out by trying to make it seem like she's a victim of Jeffrey. And there's no way that she's a victim of this man, because she was such a problematic figure in it all.
Do you consider yourself a victim of Epstein?
I don't particularly like the word victim. I think it's one that should be used very sparingly, because today everybody is a victim of something.
Before we talk about her coverage of Britney and how she's latched onto her family, I want you guys to really understand how problematic this person is. Daphne is well known for spreading lies in the media. Here is a sister of Benazir Bhutto, the first woman to lead a Muslim-majority democracy, who was assassinated in 2007, talking about an article she did about their family, which was a complete fabrication. Essentially, Daphne went and spoke on the family's behalf and acted like she was close to this family to go and sell a story to a publication to add on to a bigger story. And this person, the sister of this political figure, is stating that Daphne is a straight up liar. And that's not great on your record as a journalist. I mean, who wants to work with a journalist who, the stories done about those people are completely false?
I was stunned to read today's piece in the News International titled "Another Bombshell for Zardari" by Azim Mia. The allegations in the article are a total fabrication and a vicious attack on me, my family, and the memory of Benazir Bhutto Shaheed. There was no interview with Daphne Barak, and each insinuation is a complete fabrication. Daphne Barak was never a friend of my beloved sister Benazir Bhutto Shaheed. They first met for an interview 15 years ago. She knows nothing about my sister, nor about our family relationships. She is not, as suggested, and never has been in any way an insider to the Bhutto family on any issue.
There are also other issues when it comes to Daphne. For example, she's extremely anti-Muslim and even wrote a book about how Muslim migration is going to change Western civilization, trying to suggest that we're like better separate than together. Just some weird, it's obviously not inclusive, and it's just not necessarily friendly. And it seems like she has some weird morality issues. She's worried about certain things that she shouldn't be, and probably less worried about others, like the fact that her friend, worked with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, she probably knew the entire time if her cousin was participating in it. There was also a time where Daphne was on the run. Here's an article from 2007, US TV reporter on the run, because she did an interview with someone named Mohammed, who claimed that Princess Diana was pregnant. I guess this person did an interview and decided, actually, I don't want it out there. But Daphne said too late, and she put it out there anyways, which breached their agreement. She was due to go to court over these accusations, but she did not appear. And I guess the judge ordered her, in contempt of court for not showing up. So she was on the run at some point. I'm not entirely sure how she got out of this mess. Maybe she just did not go back to wherever she did this interview. But yeah, not a great look. Are you going to trust someone telling your life story when they've been on the run and they've been accused of spreading false information? In 2015, Daphne was charged with battery and public intoxication after attacking a woman at a forum. She actually called 911 on herself, and the police determined that she was the aggressor, which is giving major Karen vibes. Like the person who calls the police, like, please help. And then they get there and they realize, like, actually, Karen, you're the one who we need to arrest. Despite all of this baggage, Kevin Federline thought it would be a great idea to welcome her into his life and to do a long documentary series where I guess she sees it all, and now she's speaking on Britney's name when she's not even around her.
What happened to you? You disappeared.
Yeah, I think it was probably the best decision that I've made. And one of the best decisions I've made in my life.
But now, Kevin, or K-Fed as he used to be known, wants to talk to the world. And a few weeks ago, he invited celebrity interviewer Daphne Barak into his home. He said it was time to explain how he and the boys have fared through the ups and downs of Britney's turbulent life.
Keeping my boys safe and making sure that they have a relationship with their mother and the rest of the family, that's what my role has specifically been in, you know, for me, for myself. Like, I can wake up every day and live with myself knowing that that is what I've been trying to do for the last 15 years.
Kevin has made a lot of poor choices, but this is probably one of the worst. I mean, he should have never allowed a woman with connections to a trafficking ring to interview his two minor children while claiming they want privacy. He's going out there saying that his kids want privacy. They want to move to Hawaii to get away from the paparazzi. When in fact, he's selling these stories for a lot of money and putting his kids at the forefront against their mother.
All right, so this is my oldest son, Caleb. This is my youngest son, Jaden.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Kevin Federline prides himself on always putting his family first.
How do you think I've done as a father?
You just wanted us to have fun as a family, you know? And I appreciate that a lot. Like, you took your time.
Since we've learned about this documentary series, Daphne has continued to post multiple hit pieces about Britney Spears. These articles are clearly anti-Britney and pro-conservatorship. Let's go through some of these trash articles together. Britney Spears, family rift. Britney Spears' two sons have refused to see her for months amid nude Instagram posts. Another one, just chill mom. Britney Spears' son Jaden breaks his silence on their toxic family split, but offers troubled singer hope of reunion. Why is she covering her kids so often? This is gross. Another one, breaking his silence. I saved Britney's life. She would have died without the conservatorship, says her dad, Jamie Spears. So the man who's really been the root cause of all of these issues is on Daphne's team. So I think it's clear to say that Kevin and Jamie are probably working together. Daphne also has a creepy obsession with Britney's kids. In fact, she has been posting about them nonstop on social media for several months, while Britney has been unable to see her kids. Look at this photo she posted on social media. She's with Britney's son, and in the caption she writes, Preston and Jaden, sins of Britney Spears and Kevin. Lots of love in this family, plus love and understanding for the boy's mother, Britney. Why is she bringing up Britney like she knows who she is? Here's another post. I hosted a double birthday for Preston and Jaden because we were in London. These boys are so talented and well brought up by their dad, Kevin, and his wife. And I do pray they will unite with their mother, Britney Spears, and work towards healing. Why is she bringing up Britney Spears in every single post? In this post, she also mentions Britney Spears. Tone is full of love and understanding for mom at Britney Spears. She's also tagging Britney, which seems like she's truly trying to taunt them. Also, Daphne's probably getting a photo at every moment she can, so it's probably awkward. She's like, can we get a picture? Can we get a picture? Like over and over again every time they see each other. This one is so weird. She writes, took this photo of two half siblings while we were having fun in the park. Two siblings from two different mothers. Jaden, mom Britney Spears. Peyton, mom Victoria Federline. Such genuine bonding. And I do pray one day after much pain is dealt with, all can meet and enjoy quality time together. Again, like everything has to do with Britney. And why even bring up the fact that they have two different mothers? Like that is such a weird, it's giving like, I don't know, it almost seems like she's judging them. But one of Kevin Federline's other sons, Caleb, who's not Britney's child, thought that Daphne was super sketchy and weird. They didn't even want to do the documentary, and Jaden was only interviewed because Kevin asked him, and he didn't think they were going for a negative angle. Kevin's documentary with Daphne was supposed to be announced on April 15th, but it was mysteriously canceled. I'm pretty sure it was canceled because Britney's team hopped on top of it and squashed it, so it's not going anywhere. And honestly, isn't that a great move for Britney as a mother to go and protect her kids? Like, they are children. Kevin put them in a situation to do this documentary that they probably don't want to do, and they don't understand the full, like, you know, context and implications. And like, God bless Britney for stepping in and like stopping her children from having this interview go out there and having their name and their faces all known for like these horrible reasons. Like, that was such a power move on her end, and I hope one day when they're grown up they like thank her for that. But now Daphne is turning on Kevin and exposing him for receiving $40,000 a month from Britney and having an unmowed lawn with poop in it. So Daphne, I guess, is in a rift with Kevin, and now she's like airing out his dirty laundry through articles, various articles. But Kevin Federline is now fighting back and slamming Daphne for fabricating lies and harassing their family. We recently discussed how Kevin Federline slams this report claiming that Britney is doing crystal meth, and he says it saddens our family that Daphne came into their lives and decided to fabricate everything and publish heartache and trying to put out this baggage because they had some type of falling out. Britney's lawyer Matthew Rosengar also stepped in, and he said that he's going to take care of it. So hopefully the Daily Mail removes that article because it's still up there, but they're probably pissed because they paid so much money for it. So, you know, it's all ultimately Daphne's fault, and she just really rubs me the wrong way. Daphne has tried to use her connection to the royals in order to bribe people close to Britney into doing interviews. She is especially close to Sarah Ferguson, the former wife of Prince Andrew. And you guys know Prince Andrew is a disgusting creep, so I'm not surprised, but she tries to leverage every single person she meets, and I'm kind of like, what is her purpose in life? It's not giving like real investigative journalists. It's giving like, you know, some type of like prawn for these people until they, I guess, piss you off, and then you blackmail them into being on your side. And it kind of seems like she's now able to blackmail Kevin because he let her hang out with his family for months and months. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Go and support Britney hiatus. I will link them, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.